Hello and welcome back to EVSwap. I'm Jimmy and I'm a car enthusiast. I like cars of all types, but here at EVSwap, we take cars that are gas and make them electric. Okay, we need to talk about EV fires. First of all, fire risk is low. Second of all, fire risk with EVs is less than with gas cars, that's true. But the third point is that EV fires are very hard to put out. Almost impossible. Water doesn't really do anything. Sometimes it makes it worse. You really just have to kind of wait for it to burn out. So that's what we're going to talk about today. What do you do with an EV fire? I purchased a fire blanket like this. This is just a generic Chinese fire blanket, and basically it's just a heavy rubber and fiberglass, I think, blanket that you can put over the top of an EV car with a lithium battery to keep the flames contained, keep everything contained until the energy is dissipated enough that you can actually do something about the wreck, which can take, you know, anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes to several hours. It's kind of crazy how long sometimes EVs can burn. So let's take a look at this. I just got it in the mail, and let's take a look at it. So first of all, I think it's about 35, 40-ish pounds. I bought a larger one than this because I figured I wanted the biggest one possible, but I could hardly lift it myself. It would require 2 or 3 full-size people to move it. So I got one that I think I can move around better myself. Plus, what I'm going to be dealing with mostly here is loose batteries removed from EVs, things like that. So having a smaller blanket makes more sense, I think, for my shop. But I would say get the smallest blanket, not the largest blanket you think, because you want to be able to throw this thing and use it as one person. And these are not light, these are heavy and awkward. So this one I got has these straps which help you get a little bit of distance away from the car to drag the blanket over, and you can use a hook or something like that. All right, so it just looks like a really heavy duty blanket. It's got a strap holding it. Yeah, I can already tell, like, it's hard to maneuver, hard to manipulate. You're not just gonna like unfurl this thing and throw it gracefully on the top of a car. This is gonna be a lot of work if there's actually something burning and you're trying to get it out. Oh, this is pretty big. All right, this one's huge. So I think this is like 14 by 20 feet or something. I probably could have gone with a smaller one still. But like, you're not gonna bunch this thing up. Let's see. Here's the car burning. Not really. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My EV conversion. All right, this is gonna be, so you wanna be upwind because the gas that's coming off of a lithium fire is full of HF gas, hydrogen fluoride, and that stuff will ruin your day. It can kill you if you have enough exposure. It can ruin your lungs for the rest of your life, give you all sorts of problems. So you gotta be upwind, and you gotta maneuver this thing, somehow get it over the top of the car or the battery. But it's worth it. If you can stop a structure from catching on fire, stop other vehicles from catching on fire. In the Land Cruiser, when I'm up in the forests, one of the things that's on my mind is forest fires. How crappy would it be if I started a giant forest fire with my homemade EV conversion? I think that would be really bad. Those are the reasons I decided to get the EV fire blanket. Remember, this is the small one that I found on Amazon. I'm going to put the link in the description below. I wouldn't recommend getting the large one unless you're a large shop or you're working on big EVs all the time. But even then, I mean, one person can't move that. I can barely move this one myself. All right, let me try to fold this thing up and put it back in the bag. Oh, I'm gonna test this thing. So if you have an idea on how I should test the fire blanket, give me an idea down in the comments below. But basically what I'm gonna do is I have small RC drone batteries, or lithium drone batteries for RC cars and planes and helicopters and things. I've got a whole bunch of them for my drone days. So I'm thinking I'll fully charge one of those bad boys, or a couple of them, and maybe in a small section of this blanket test and see. We can use my FLIR and a heat gun and try to see how much heat comes through to the other side versus the flame coming out of the lithium battery itself, and we can see what the results afterwards. Does it look like it's reusable or not? So if you have an idea on how to test the blanket with different tests like that, put them in the comments below. All right, let's fold it up. So I can check this on my back. Oh. Not quite. Thanks again for watching, all the people who watched my off-road videos. I've got another one that's probably going to come out next week, where we went all the way up to Imogene Pass in Ouray, Colorado, and we took the Land Cruiser all the way down to 6%, and it was a really fun trip. So I'm going to post that next week. But one of the things that has kept coming back is the elevation, the starting elevation, the finishing elevation, elevation gain or loss in the middle. That has a big effect on your battery percentage. So what I've got is this little guy. It's a combination altimeter and angle. So this gauge will read my tilt angle on the vehicle, which is cool, but it's got this altimeter, and it's kind of a simple, just a really simple barometer based altimeter like you would find on an old Cessna. So you can turn the ring, you basically set it to your starting altitude. So we're about 5,800 feet. So we'd set that in, and then this needle will move up and down as we change elevations. So basically you set this at your known elevation, and it's not absolutely perfect, but over the course of just a couple hours or one day, it's perfectly accurate enough for my use, my purposes. So we have an altimeter in the Land Cruiser. More data is always great when we're trying to get the most out of our EV. So thanks again for watching here on EVSwap, and we'll see you right here next week. Thanks again for watching.